I was trying to figure out a way to find some type of way to start this video, honestly. But I can't necessarily figure out exactly what I want to say when it comes to the starting of it. Originally today I was going to do a Pikachu story, but I'm not going to lie, that's kind of going to be put on a little bit of a hold. It's not going to be too much of a hold, but it's going to be a little bit of a hold. Maybe sometime this week, hopefully. But when it comes down to things, I guess I'll just straight up say it. I'm going through slightly another depressive episode. A mild one, but still one that kind of hits me still. And I had one like Friday, but I just pushed through it. And I'm not necessarily gonna lie, it's annoying as shit to go through this. It really is. And especially when you live in a household where literally depression is just every 10 seconds. But when it comes down to things, I feel like it's about time to do like a heart-to-heart type of video, I guess. Not necessarily, hopefully not a venting video, because I don't want to bitch and complain again, because I know that's something that you guys probably get tired of me doing. But when things just keep slapping you in the face constantly and bitching you out constantly, even though no one else is doing anything, it gets annoying to the point where it's like I have to do a video like this, or you know, I can't necessarily just keep all this stuff in, because I'm trying to make a video to not keep it in, so I can at least have you guys to talk to or something, because there's been oftentimes recently where I just want to go ballistic, but I haven't done that, and hopefully that's thanks to doing, you know, videos like this and stuff like that, right? So when it comes down to things, I don't necessarily, how am I going to go about this? I guess we'll start off with what has me down, I guess, or what really has me in this position, I suppose. And it's practically your usual, you know, don't necessarily have the amounts of subs, I guess, I got that I really would like to have, and stuff like that, and, you know, not really being able to interact with other people, and whatever. And I tried doing a little bit of different things, or having different plans and stuff like that, right? Like I tried DMing Rev this morning, and hopefully he'll get back to me, and maybe we can do something together. Maybe that will get me up in some way. Don't know if that will ever really work out, but we'll see how that kind of goes. Hopefully, I'm hoping that works, because I don't know what else I can necessarily do when it comes to, you know, trying to talk to other people, especially that could honestly help me move some way and somehow, you know. I'm hoping that this can work, but I don't necessarily know if it will. Then outside of that, and obviously I'll let you know if something does happen, but outside of that, being around negative people, mainly my family, it's rough, and it puts me down in a way, because it's just like, at this point, everything kind of feels like shit. I'm not necessarily gonna lie, and it's just like, well, how do we get out of this? Because I know for sure complaining is not necessarily the way of doing that, you know. And obviously I have that type of mentality where it's like, you don't want to say things and put that in the atmosphere, because it might come back to be true. But boy, do they make it hard. They make it insanely hard when it comes down to things, because I'm just like, I'm trying to, like, okay, I'm going this depressive episode, but it's fine. I'll try to manage it, get out of the way of it, and whatever, and do what I got to do and get this thing done. But when they add in their depressive episode and stuff like that, that makes my job a lot more harder, and it makes, honestly, making content a lot more difficult. Like, even in the story that I've recorded, it's hard to kind of, I guess, put it together and kind of record it to make it, you know, sound good and all that. Like, I'm basically trying to hide and fight against what I feel at that moment in time. And even though the recording might sound good, still, you know, it's just like, I'm trying to fight all that at the same time, which I really feel like I shouldn't have to fight all that, you know? It's just really annoying, I would say. I want to try to get as really, I guess, real with y'all, honestly, or at least try to tell you the most of the truth without oversharing, I guess. And when it comes down to things, it's like imagine yourself in my position. You're someone that's trying to make it as a YouTuber who honestly doesn't necessarily know if it's going to work, but has hope and faith that it will work, and pray constantly that it does work out and stuff like that, right? But then you go through these depressive episodes that does not help you. You have one relative that tells you that that basically you are the only one that can do stuff, and essentially we 30 years old, we can't do it. Our time passes us by now, and we pretty much can't do anything anymore, you know. And then you also have another relative that's like constantly begging for money, and you can't necessarily give them anything because you don't have the money to really be giving anything, and constantly getting bombarded by that every single day. And it's just a lot. It's honestly just a lot, and no one seems to care about the person that's actually trying to do something, you know, because everybody's just like, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, or you need to possibly work a job somewhere and stuff like that. And valid points, yes, but at the same time, let's consider these other thoughts. And maybe I'm wrong, and you know what? If I am wrong, fine. But let's consider these other thoughts. Rule number one, like, or at least thought number one, I can't drive, so I can't necessarily go a lot of places where I want to. I could try to learn, but then I'm horrified of the road, so that's like one thing. Even though I'm gonna try to learn how to drive, but still, it's just like one thing. But that's like more of a side thing issue that I guess honestly. But one thing that kind of is a troubling thing in a way, honestly, is the fact that how long would I have to work a job, right? Especially jobs that pay nothing more than $15 to $16 an hour when damn sure we need more than that, right? Guess where all that money is going? Bills. Hooray! Totally want to work a job that just wastes my damn time. And then, that's just like one thing, right? That's like one thing I have to just straight up deal with, and I'd rather not, you know? Then number two, it's just like, if, and then with like, how inflation is and how everybody's pretty much struggling, and, everybody kind of has to figure out some shape and form to make stuff work. That's also like another thing that kind of comes through. And then, you could be working a job and it's still not enough. And it's going to be just me doing said job and working my ass off for said job. Like, one person cannot make a stable income. Not in this timeline. Not in this current inflation. No. Like, even if I were to pull, like, something out of my ass and possibly work maybe, like, 2 jobs, that shit is still not enough. And then when would I have the time, That's like another thing that kind of comes down with it. So, I want to just be honest with you. Unless you just have an education or like that, or, you have, like, everything that you exactly need, or you're just good from the jump because your family is just in that 1%, I'm going to just be very honest with you. In my situation, that's not a possibility. That's not a reality that I live in or have. It's not something that I currently have access to. I wish I had access to it, but I just necessarily don't have that, honestly. And it's rough. So, what do I basically try to do? Instead of working my ass off at a job that essentially I don't know when I'm ever going to quit, because I don't necessarily want to do that for the rest of my life, but, people essentially feel like they want me to, what would be the best option for me to do? Essentially, just try to do what I've been trying to pull off with YouTube, honestly. Not the greatest, all-in idea to have and put all your eggs in the basket type of idea, because you don't even know if I'm going to be, gone one day, or essentially not growing in the next 5 years. And that's like a thing you have to constantly think about too. And at the same time, it's just like, but what else is there really to have? I don't really want to go back to working with my father again, because my back already hurts. I don't feel like suffering and putting my body through its limits again over, a little amount of pay. And that's something I'm just not about to really go back and do again, And I already stated my reasons of why I don't necessarily want a regular ass job, because one, they don't pay enough, and then two, one person can't necessarily do all that, Especially if it's just jobs that just doesn't pay anything. That's worth anything to do, and they're gonna make you do a lot of hard work and labor and shit, which that's not worth anything, you know. And it's just like, well, what other thing I can do? The only thing I can think of to do at this current moment in time of my life, essentially, is just make content, and try to give you what I have, the best of what I have, and then try to draw on the side, and then maybe that can be something quick out to as well. And that's about it, honestly. Unless, again, like Rev comes through and maybe, I don't know, maybe make a video or something, or just happens to just bless with me with some a random amount of money or something like that, which I doubt that will be the case. But, you know, I don't necessarily know exactly how am I gonna get out of this myself, because at this point I'm not necessarily fighting. Just I'm not. I like, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love my family. I don't want anything bad to happen to them, right? But at this point, I'm just fighting for myself. At this point, or at least that's what it feels like, you know, because it's like I don't necessarily want, you know, and obviously again anything bad to happen, but I don't think outside of money, I don't think they really believe of this YouTube opportunity that could happen. You know, I don't think they really could, which is annoying because it's just like I know I can do this. You guys said that this could be a thing multiple times, and I received that in the name of Jesus. But it's hard when again constantly, oh, I don't have money to do this. I want to get out of these debts. All this type of nonsense. And valid again points to have, but complaining about it ain't gonna get no damn where. And then again, working a job, essentially one person, me mainly, and everyone shoving all that responsibility pressure on me while everybody else gets to buy other things and screw up in any way they want to. And then yet for me I have to kind of stay on my path the way I have been. That's rough. That's rough. That's not fun at all. That's not necessarily that's not good at all. All it does is just make me feel like more like shit, and then just not make me want to, I guess, have a good balancing way of how to work things out. You know, that's why Kaka's story is not even happening today, because of their nonsense on push on to me. And it's just a lot. I get it. I messed up in areas too. I'll take full responsibility. I'll take full responsibility on it. But at the very same time, constantly complaining about it and then constantly talking about it like that, it doesn't do anything for anybody, honestly. It's just rough out here, honestly, for everybody. And then, you know, it just doesn't make any kind of sense. Fate has a weird ass way with me, literally just chucking me the most random shit when it comes to difficulties, and then just be like, here you go. And then that's essentially how it is, and I'm kind of screwed over into situations, you know? And it's just weird, and I don't necessarily know what to do, honestly. I'm kind of just at a point where I just don't know what to do. And it's kind of like a breaking point in a weird way. I don't even know if I'm making sense in this video, but, you know, it's just a lot. I just feel a lot of pressure, weight, honestly, responsibilities that shouldn't even be on me, but, you know, they make it on me, so that's like another thing that's annoying as hell. And even if I were to say it, and then what you may not understand or may not know is that I don't talk a lot outside of these videos, right? I kind of tend to myself, don't necessarily say anything. And especially when it comes to my family, I don't really talk a lot unless I have to. And the reason why it's for that is very simple. Anytime I try to bring up a point, they try to make a counterpoint. Or anytime I try to, you know, if I'm feeling depressed and sad, they make, again, another counterpoint. Sometimes I just don't want to hear a counterpoint. Sometimes I just want to just deal with what I'm dealing with on my own, and then come to the conclusion my damn self, you know? Because if someone tells you the answer, most likely you're not gonna get it, or you do, and it's not gonna feel like, it's not gonna feel right, you know? So, and I know and I know that's how some women like to be too, you know, don't want to be consoled when they're in their bad state of mood and whatever like that. And it's just like, well, let me actually console you, then, you know, that doesn't necessarily go good, and then you get messed up, and then you get no coochie for that night, which is some nonsense, so you don't necessarily know what to do. Sometimes letting people go through things is what it is, honestly. When it comes down to like their emotional state, sometimes it's good to let that happen, sometimes it's not, and that's why mainly a lot of people check in on other people to be like, "Are you sure you're good? We don't want you doing anything weird or crazy now to, maybe ruin your life in some weird way, you know?" And that's kind of essentially why it's so important to like talk out and like even when it comes to videos like this, even if I can't physically talk to y'all, I'm just gonna basically just have this hopefully have someone to come watch in or at least listen to this video because again, it's just rough. It's just rough not necessarily be able to say what's real on your mind or having someone around to listen to you in some shape or form to kind of vent out all your frustrations and anger and all this type of stuff. You know? Like, honestly, I would like to scream right now, but I just don't have that feeling of wanting to, honestly. I guess. I don't necessarily just want to because that's just going to create another hassle, I guess. But, point is, when it comes down to everything, it's just. This is why I've been trying so hard for the last damn near 4 years trying to make this thing work. Because this is by far the only and best opportunity to get out of this financial mess, to get out of this, chaos that personally I'm going through. And maybe this depressive state, Because I'm pretty sure maybe once I finally get to talk to somebody that will probably stay with me or probably will be able to, be around me a lot more, or maybe I get to talk to you guys if I'm going to like a convention or something, then maybe things will actually be fine. Maybe things will actually work out in some shape or form, you know? And maybe things will actually turn out for the better, But that feels like a long way off. And I know it's not. I know it's not. Something has to be happening soon and around the corner for things to get better. Because this don't make any kind of sense. This is just a different level of stupid, if I'm being honest. But it's just hard to just keep going, honestly. I'm not quitting this channel. I refuse to quit. You're gonna have to kill me before that happens, but it's just insanely difficult, Like it really is. Trying to find opportunities is rough. And then so-called making opportunities, it's like, well, freaking how? Again, unless someone just straight up, engages with me, or talks to me and interact with me, I can't make an opportunity without somebody else. That's dead ass how that goes. As annoying as that is. But it just literally is how it is, honestly. I just hate that I gotta keep going through this and nothing really gets done. And then I hate pushing this video type of stuff onto you guys because, one, again, you come here for laughs and good times and animated nonsense and logic and stuff like that, instead of hearing, oh, this boy behind this person, this Fox character, is actually hella depressed and don't really know what to do. Honestly, he knows where he wants to go, and how he wants to do certain things, but he doesn't get that opportunity. So I have to listen to him complain and bitch and moan for 10 minutes, honestly, and that's annoying as shit. And I feel you, honestly. No one understands that more than me, that this sucks. But what else can I possibly do, honestly? There's not really much I can do outside of just continuing the way I've always been. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I can't necessarily remember if it was like the last video or the video beforehand, but I have still that 100 in my account, which I'll be honest with you, I was gonna use to just give to my mom to obviously pay the bills, but I don't want to just hand it over anymore. I'm gonna use that for like an ad to run for the channel or something, because I'm gonna just be very honest. Why should I feel like at this point I'm just like, why should I help out somebody else who deadass do not do anything for themselves or don't want to do anything for themselves? That's what I feel. And granted, I know that's probably a bad decision, bad call to make, but at the same time, it's like, well, either this is gonna get somewhere or we're gonna be screwed. So I don't really have much of an idea of what I can potentially do, right? So I'm just kind of at a loss. I'm not gonna hold you. I really don't know what else to do. I don't know who I could honestly interact with, who I can get in contact with to maybe make things work out. I just don't know. Maybe I should upload less. Maybe I should upload more. I don't necessarily know. Maybe I should just have, the gameplay in the videos, but I don't like doing that because that just feel lazy, even though I do that sometimes. But still, I'm just kind of at a place of I don't necessarily know. Not because I don't know where I want to go or what I want to do. I absolutely know what I want to do. But when nothing in your life is kind of just turning around or hitting or anything like that, that's when things get rough. So I don't want to close this video out on a negative note because that just kind of often be the nature of these type of videos. But I want to make some type of change or some type of opportunity. Like there's still plenty of goals I still have to do, like get my anime out there and have that to be actual thing with Saki and them. Finish Kakatsu's story. That's like another thing too new that's added. Meet certain YouTubers out. Still, even though I probably won't be friends, still like to meet them at least once. Then still do charity streams and help out some children because that's obviously like a thing I still want to do. But it's just difficult. It's just mad difficult, especially when literally anything and everyone is getting on your ass for some reason. And again, there's a part of my blaming it. That's fine, but at the same time, I can't be the only one that's doing something. That doesn't make any kind of sense, right? You know, and then this is the type of stuff that would want me to, get away from my family even more because they just accept their position. They accept their position, and that's basically it. And it doesn't make any kind of sense. So, when it comes down to things, I don't want to be stuck in this position. I have that fire that wants to actually do something. I just need a person, an opportunity, just anything to come through to come, give me that opportunity so I can actually rise up to be something. Because I don't know what it's gonna actually take to move things. We're very close to hitting the monetization, but even that is not necessarily something I can guarantee will be a success. Mainly because, there's gonna be some videos that's gonna get copyright claim, or there's gonna be some videos that are gonna get demonetized, or something like that. Because that's just how the nature of YouTube is, and I'm not necessarily gonna get my full bag off of it, which is annoying as hell. So I really need something, honestly, anything to kind of come through and work things out for the better. Honestly, that's why that's why I kind of went out my way to, message Rev again. Hopefully he'll respond, and maybe something can happen with that, or hopefully somebody watching this video can actually get in touch or something like that. Twitter's always open, it's in the description, so we'll see. But I just wanted to, I guess, to make this video because it was just, I just feel annoyed. I just feel annoyed, depressed, angry, and everything else. And yet there's not necessarily an opportunity out there. And I can't create one because I'm a damn ghost majority of the damn time, which sucks. Even towards a lot of people I respect and talk to, or want to talk to, I feel like a ghost with that too. And that's not great, So I just don't necessarily know how things are gonna end up when it comes down to things. Because shit is just beyond hitting the fan at this point, honestly. And I don't necessarily know what to do. Behind on bills already. There's just a lot of things. I'm not giving up though. That's the one thing. I refuse to absolutely do that, but I just don't know. And then someone might be like, well, why don't you make shorts? Maybe that can help. Shorts, one, only helps, the monetization for shorts, which that's 10 million, which something I don't ever really get. Then, really my shorts rarely ever hits over a decent number. And like, majority of the time the shorts will either hit 1K to 3K, and that's essentially it. It's just not easy. So, again, when it comes down to things, I have that drive of wanting to do this. I would more be happy to just be on a stage. I can totally see myself be on a stage with my fox mask, with my outfit, and then literally seeing all you guys out there, and then just having a grand ass time. Honestly, maybe coming out to like a cool ass song, holding on to Koniko in one hand, a cosplayer of Koniko in one hand, like another cosplayer like maybe Blue or Lamine on the other hand, and then just walking out like a Chad, start break dancing or some shit. I can totally see that. It's just, I don't have that opportunity. And I don't know where it's going to come from. And I'm trying to keep on with holding on as much as possible, but it's just not happening as well as I thought it would be. So, I just don't necessarily know. Like I said, I just hope someone or something can come through. I'm gonna keep trying to look for people and try to, I guess, get some things going in whatever way I can. But it just, it's just rough, honestly. It just is. And then I don't want to keep stressing and be like, oh, be a Patreon member, and do all this sort of stuff. Or, want some cookouts commissions? Go ahead and PayPal me and stuff like that. I don't want to keep doing stuff like that because I know you guys are going through a rough ass time too. Because this inflation not hitting just on me, it's hitting on y'all as well. And, if you got to dip out on Patreon and stuff like that, I understand. But it's just mad difficult though. Like, it really is. Again, I didn't mean to go super long with this video, but I just had to vent this out because I guess this is a venting video because this shit doesn't make any kind of sense. Like I said, I'm gonna try to see if I can reach out to people. Maybe something can happen. I don't really know if it will or not, but we'll see. And if there is someone that you possibly know that would like to have meet me or maybe do a collaboration or something of the sort, even though I'm limited in my technology, I'll still try to do what I can. But, we'll see what happens. So, that's basically the end of this video. So hopefully, I don't know if I highly doubt you enjoyed it, but it is what it is when it comes down to it. Just like, share, subscribe as much as you can, if it's possible. Signal boost the hell out of this channel, if you would like to. If you gotta throw me in some lolly drama arguments, throw me in some lolly drama arguments. It's fine, I can take it. But, because at this point, I have literally damn near nothing to lose at this point. So, with that being said, hopefully you did enjoy somehow. And until then, it's Boy J, signing off. Have a blessed day.